Here is the rewritten script. China is building something the world never saw coming. And it's not just one breakthrough. It's happening everywhere, all at once, across every single industry. And most people still haven't figured out how deep this already goes. China built a humanoid robot and literally named it after the Terminator. Police machines are already rolling through city streets. Humanoids that can take care of your entire family. And even brain chips that can hand movement back to people who lost it forever. This isn't some future concept sitting in a lab somewhere. It is already being deployed right now, today, on the ground, in the real world. And the speed at which all of this is happening should genuinely worry you. Because just 1 year ago, these same robots could barely stand on their own 2 feet. Today they are performing kung fu at a national televised gala. The gap between then and now is not evolution. It is a leap. And the world is just starting to wake up to it. There is a company in China quietly pushing robotics way further than most people ever expected. And you have probably already seen them without even realizing it. Their robots have been all over the internet, walking through city streets, dancing, showing up on TikTok feeds like it is completely normal. But here is the part that nobody saw coming. Just last year, these machines were rough, unstable, stumbling all over the place, struggling to hold even the most basic movements together. Fast forward 12 months and absolutely everything has changed. At China's Spring Festival Gala, the same robot showed up again, but this time it was not a demo. It was not a press conference. It was a statement to the entire world. Dozens of humanoid robots walked onto that stage alongside trained martial arts students from the Tagu Martial Arts School. Then, with zero human control, they performed kung fu. Not basic choreography you could program in an afternoon. We are talking full-on, high-level, complex movement. Backflips launching up to 3 meters into the air. Complex spinning techniques like the 7.5 rotation air flare, something that has never been done before by any robot in history. Weapons training with nunchucks, staffs, and even swords. Wall kicks. Drunken fist. Every single move perfectly timed, perfectly synchronized, moving at speeds up to 4 meters per second, completely autonomous. No joystick, no remote, no human pulling strings in the background. Just machines that taught themselves how to fight. And that is what makes this genuinely insane, because just 1 year ago, these exact same robots could barely string together a simple dance routine without stumbling. In 12 months, they went from unstable prototypes to elite-level performers on national television. And now, mass production is next. The company plans to ship up to 20,000 humanoid robots in 2026 alone. For context, they shipped around 5,500 last year. That number is already more than Tesla, Figure AI, and most Western competitors combined. Right now, China holds over 85% of the world's humanoid robots. So take a second and really think about what that means. If they have already reached this level in something as physically complex and demanding as Kung Fu, what is happening in everything else behind closed doors? And here is the thing. The Unitree G1 is not just built for performances and viral moments. These are multitask robots. The same robot you just watched doing Kung Fu on a stage in front of millions of people, you are going to see that exact same robot working inside factories, performing completely different tasks with the same precision, the same reliability, the same speed. Because Unitree's next major target is factory automation. But not just any factory. They want to build a factory where robots manufacture other robots. Let that sink in for a moment. Robots building robots. No humans on the production floor. Just machines creating more machines, faster and faster, with no limit in sight. And when that fully comes online, the scale of what China will be able to produce is going to be unlike anything the world has ever seen before. And that factory army is only getting bigger by the day. But while Unitree's fully autonomous robot factory is still being developed and finalized, another Chinese company has already beaten them to the punch. Meet UBTech, and their robot army is not coming sometime in the future. It is already here right now. Their robot is called the Walker S2, and you should think of it as the world's hardest working employee, except it never gets tired, never takes a lunch break, never calls in sick, and never goes home. It can swap its own battery in just 3 minutes all by itself, with no human assistance needed. That means it can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop, without anyone having to touch it. Over 1,000 of these robots have already been delivered and are actively working inside some of the biggest factories on the planet right now, as you are reading this. They can see like humans, carry heavy loads across the factory floor, and an entire coordinated team of them can work together completely independently. No supervisor needed. No manager watching over them. A robot workforce that never sleeps. China already built it, already deployed it, and is already scaling it. And speaking of robots that go above and beyond, the Walker S2 swapping its own battery is already impressive enough. But Limx Dynamics just took the whole concept one step further with a robot called the Limx Ollie. Forget just swapping a battery. Ollie wakes itself up from scratch. Imagine 18 robots sitting inside shipping boxes. No one touches them. No one opens them manually. The boxes open automatically. The robots stand up on their own, walk out in perfect synchronized formation, and are immediately ready to work. No setup required, no human assistance, no configuration, nothing. Limx calls it the world's first scalable autonomous deployment. And it is exactly what it sounds like. You place the order, the robots arrive at your door, the boxes open, and they start working. All by themselves. But that is not even the most impressive part about Ollie. Ollie runs on a system called HOSA, which is essentially its brain. You can give it a spoken instruction as simple and natural as saying bring 2 bottles of water to the front desk, and it will figure out absolutely everything else on its own from that point forward. It plans the route, picks up the bottles, navigates around people and obstacles it has never seen before, and delivers them without a single person guiding it. And if you give it a completely new task halfway through what it is already doing, it pauses, processes, reprioritizes, and carries on without missing a beat. It sees the full world around it, remembers places it has been to before, and genuinely gets smarter the more it operates. Chinese robots are not just catching up to the rest of the world anymore. They are lapping it. And the gap is widening every single month. If you are finding this as mind-blowing as we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because what is coming in the next few minutes gets even wilder. We cover breakthroughs like this every single week, and you do not want to miss what is next. Hit subscribe, and let's keep going. But what happens when these robots do not just work in factories, but actually start fighting back? China's humanoid robots are getting terrifyingly good at combat. Meet the T-800. It is not just physically large and intimidating. It is built like an actual weapon. And yes, it was deliberately named after the Terminator, and the people who built it knew exactly what they were doing when they chose that name. This robot fights for real. It punches, kicks, and dodges in real time, not following a pre-programmed script, but actually reacting on the spot to whatever is happening directly in front of it. Its movements look so impossibly fluid and powerful that when footage first surfaced online, the entire internet immediately called it fake. People refused to believe a robot could move like that. Its body is constructed from the same high-grade materials used in modern aircraft manufacturing. Its legs hit with force far beyond what any human limb can generate. Its hands can physically feel the difference between a fragile egg and a solid rock, and adjust grip pressure automatically without anyone programming each individual scenario. It sees in every direction simultaneously. And its legs even come equipped with a built-in cooling system, because it runs so hard and so fast for so long that it heats up like a car engine running at full throttle for hours non-stop. Never tired, never slowing down, never stopping. China built a robot, named it after the Terminator, and watching it move in real life, you completely understand why they made the choice. But the T-800 is not even the only combat-capable robot in China's growing lineup. Meet the Unitree H2, a robot that was quite literally born to fight and to perform. Launched in late 2025, it stands 182 centimeters tall, weighs 70 kilograms, and features 31 degrees of freedom across its body, meaning it moves with the full natural range of a real human body, not the stiff mechanical movements you might imagine when you think of a robot. At the 2026 Spring Festival Gala, the H2 delivered a complete sword fighting routine in full heavy armor, dressed as the legendary Monkey King, while riding on top of a B2W robot dog. Yes, you read that completely correctly. This same robot can dance, kickbox, walk a fashion runway with the posture of a professional model, and perform live in front of a national audience at major televised events. It starts shipping in April 2026 at a price of $29,900. It is not just a robot. It is the world's most advanced performer dressed up as a machine. Now the Unitree H2 is genuinely impressive, but it is expensive, and not everyone has $30,000 sitting around. So what if you want a highly capable, combat-ready robot without spending that kind of money? Meet the Unitree R1. This smaller machine starts at just $5,900. That is less than the price of a decent second-hand car sitting in most parking lots right now. It can do cartwheels, hold a perfect handstand, run confidently across rough and uneven terrain, and shadow box with fluid, natural-looking strikes. Time magazine officially named it one of the best inventions of the entire year in 2025. It understands your spoken voice commands, recognizes individual faces, and runs its own onboard artificial intelligence completely without needing an internet connection. No cloud required, no Wi-Fi dependency, no subscription to activate it. Just a robot that listens to you, thinks for itself, and moves entirely on its own. At $5,900, China just made humanoid robots something that an ordinary person could realistically own and use at home. That is not a small thing. That is a massive shift in who gets access to this technology. Beyond Human is tracking every single one of these developments, so you do not have to piece it together yourself from 100 different sources. The pace of what China is building right now is unlike anything we have seen in modern technological history. The robots are already here. They are already working. They are already fighting, caring, building, driving, teaching, and deploying themselves without any human involvement at all. The only real question left is what the rest of the world plans to do about it. And the honest answer, from what we can see right now, is that most of it still has not fully decided.